back to the fence, and that's gone.
There it is. Ace to win the set. It's caught. 20-10. Touchdown.
This is going to be in the gap.
Osseo! Yes! Scores over deflection. The Andover Huskies win their first state championship.
It is a beautiful, sunshiny day. The campus of Andover High School. American Legion baseball here. Season well underway. A summer baseball season that seems to disappear in the blink of an eye as it's Andover taking on Osseo here tonight. District 10, North Hennepin American Legion baseball. Osseo 3-3 and Andover coming in at 1-5. Good evening. Sunny, beautiful, green grass along with Joe Rulin. I'm Jim Erickson. A little bit of a breeze blowing in here today, but the best part of it, it's not raining, Joe.
I will take the dry. Who says it's better when it's wetter? I say no. I'm good for the sun. A little bit of wind, as we always have here at Andover. But I'll tell you, we're ready to get it going. And you're right, Jim. The season gets going like a ready, fire, and an aim. 6 games for both of these teams under the belt. Andover in one tournament, the Challenger, this past weekend. Meanwhile, Elk River took a couple of losses to, Elk River defeated Osseo just a couple of days ago.
Yep, doubleheader on Sunday, Joe. It was 4-0 and 3-1.
And Osseo comes in, as you mentioned, 3-3, Jim.
Yep, and you can see their batting order and lineup for co-head coaches Ben Johnson and Bet Christofferson, Jacob Contreras, and Jason Clark are their other coaches. It'll be, as you can see, Cheska will be out in center field. He'll lead off. And then it's Haig at short, Kranz, the right fielder. Logan Partonen will be the pitcher. He's batting 4th. Cooper Scove batting in the 5 spot at third base here for Osseo. Gavin Finau doing the catching back behind the plate. Eli Larson batting 7th over at first. And the number 8 spot for Osseo. It's the Osseo Maple Grove American Legion, but they've split their baseball teams. They have an Osseo team and they have a Maple Grove team, but they're both being sponsored by post number 170 in Maple Grove 172. And that's one of the most active American Legions in the state, not just in baseball, but as far as just being active as a Legion. As you see now, there's Andover in the outfield here today. And the Andover Legion, they head out and will align like that behind their starting pitcher, Blake Bauman. Will get the start here. It's a lefty on the mound, Joe.
Yeah, southpaw goes at it, and Blake comes in with a total of 6 games. He has pitched. Meanwhile, coming up, and I have this, Jim, and this wind shifts it around. I got it for you here. Comes in with a record of 1-1, ERA of 5.25, and a WHIP of 1.8. And opponents are batting .222 versus the southpaw. 6 2/3 innings he's tossed so far, and we'll see what he has here tonight on a beautiful evening. The wind is kind of blowing in, so picks up a little bit of extra velo. You know me and my velo. And,
yes, you are a velo man. You're a velo and an oppo man.
And then also, can't forget the conviction and command on those pitches as well. Stay on top of it on those windy days.
Are those the 2 C's?
Those are the 2 C's. C to shining C, and we'll get it ready. I think behind the plate, in terms of the catcher set for Andover, as you look at that set, is a rock back here of Mason Sanders. Meanwhile, at first base, Aiden Winters-Boynton. Second base is going to be Ethan Wallen. And then shortstop is Matt Bowen. Matt Bowen has played every position Coach Pete Anderson mentioned before, just before the game, except center field and catcher. So,
and he said he will play him at both of those positions at some point in time. Here, so he's going to be a 9-position guy before the end of the season. That's pretty cool.
That is. At third base is Lucas Squire. Meanwhile, in left field, Jake Harbor. Center field will be McCoy Johnson, and the right field is Deacon Eckes.
All right, the field looks great. Of course, plenty of rain here this spring and now into summer. So these fields and the grass in these fields has been soaking in the rain, and now getting some sun here as we're ready to go. 3-3 Osseo, 1-5 Andover. And again, Blake Bauman, the left-hander on the mound, to face Gavin Cheska. Center fielder here for Osseo. And the first pitch of the game is low. Ball one. Cheska, Haag, and Kranz here for post 172 Osseo. 1-0. That one low, just below the knees. 2-0. Our umpires here tonight behind the plate, Kevin Spence. And out on the base paths, Leo Tompri. 2-0. Tried a little off-speed breaking ball, backdoor miss. 3-0 here to Cheska.
Yeah, didn't want to have to go dead red right down the middle with a fastball to a leadoff hitter. Tried to mix it up and missed.
3-0 delivery, popped up, foul. Back behind home plate, 3 balls and 1 strike. Osseo has defeated Champlin Park. They defeated Monticello. Then they lost to Maple Grove 5-3. They downed Champlin Park 3-2. And then had the 2 losses at Elk River, 4-0 and 3-1. This is in the air, right side of the infield. Winters Boynton, the Andover first baseman, right at the line, makes the catch, 1 out.
Well, good job of battling back, falling behind an account. Blake Bauman, 3-0. And he got the fly out. Just a little flare to first for the first out.
Just goes to show you, you fall behind 3-0, you battle, you can still get the out. 1 down here to lead off the first inning. Braden Haag is the shortstop, and the Bauman pitch sharply hit on the ground, but it's eaten up by the infield grass. Squires got it over to first, 2 down. 1 pitch, and Haag's retired. 2 outs. I'll leave it up to Brandon Kranz here for Osseo.
Hey, good mitt, showing some leather over at third, making that nice play. You got to have those early to set the tempo, and Lucas Squires made that play clean.
I guarantee you that in April that's a base hit.
Yep.
He hit that so hard I thought
He
it was
did.
going to make it to the hole, and at least maybe the only play would be deep at short. Here's one line to center. First pitch, Kranz likes. Yeah, a couple of hops in front of Johnson, the center fielder, and Kranz is on with a 2-out base hit.
Nice.
Here for Osseo.
He knew exactly what he was looking for in that pitch. Always looking for those tendencies. It was a straight fastball. 2 previous hitters got it right there, right up the middle.
So here's Osseo's cleanup hitter, Logan Partnan, with a runner at first. Winters Boynton holding with him there. Here's the set by Bauman and the pitch low. It's 1-0. Scove would bat if Partnan can extend the inning.
Coming into this game, Blake Bauman faced 34 hitters. Now he's at 38 so far this season.
1 ball, no strikes to the belt, and they got him in between first and second. Throw to second. The tag is in time. So Kranz gets picked off. The lefty with a nifty move. Kranz was off, and they get him, and that's all for Osseo here in the top of the first. No runs, a hit, and they do not leave anybody on with the pickoff. We played a half inning here, Joe. No score, and here comes Andover.
It is. Hey, nice rescue, nice recovery after giving up just a line drive base hit up the middle. To Krantz, comes back with a beautiful move. Those lefties are always so sly. And that time they pick it up. Good move on the pickoff and get Krantz on the base pass. So they'll start with the number 4 hitter in the second inning.
Take a look at that batting order for Coach Pete Anderson, Andover High School coach, taking over here from John Heath for the Legion team here in summer ball. You got Ethan Wallen batting first and playing at second base. Aiden Winters Boynton at first base, batting third. Right fielder Deacon Eckes. Back behind the plate, Mason Sanders is batting fourth here tonight for Andover. Lucas Squires in third, or at third. He is batting in the number 5 spot. In the 6th hole, the pitcher is Blake Bauman. Batting 7th out in center fielder, McCoy Johnson. Batting 8th, the shortstop is Bauman, Matthew Bauman, and batting 9th, Jake Harbor is out in left field for Andover here this evening. The batting order and lineup for the 1-5 Andover Legion team.
Huskies come in hitting just .213, certainly something Coach Pete Anderson would like to improve upon. They've been able to produce some runs, 17 stolen bases, 23 runs, and a .310 on-base percentage. The defensive set for Osseo has Gavin Cheska out playing center field. I'll go down through the lineup. Haag as a shortstop. Meanwhile, Kranz at right field. And then it's Skov playing third, followed by Finau, the catcher. Eli Larson is at first. Tyler Rose is at second. And Joe Capra is in left field. And towing the rubber is Logan Partnan.
Yeah, Parton, a tall, lanky right-hander, will get the start. We've got the young fans are out working on their batting stance. Nice swing. So Wallen, Winters, Boynton, and Eckes for Andover. 1, 2, and 3 in the bottom of the first inning. Wallen, the left-handed swinging second baseman, will bat first. Andover's lone win on the season came in the Challenger tournament, a victory over Eden Prairie #2. They also lost to West St. Paul. Those games are played at St. Thomas Academy. And their other games, Maple Grove, Armstrong, Lino Lakes, and Armstrong. They've lost to Armstrong twice, and they're called strike here. Parton working to Wallen. 1 strike.
Wallen comes in hitting .429 on the season. And 4 runs, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks.
1 strike to count to him. Parton to the plate, reaches out on a breaking ball. Bouncer to second. Rose over to first, down in the dirt, but it's picked by Larson, 1 out.
That had some movement on that breaking pitch. A quick 12-6 spinner that time, and Wallen able to get a bat on it. But the effectiveness of that breaking pitch, moving downward and beating it into the ground, Wallen with that first out.
Winters, Boynton. Aiden Winters, Boynton here. The first baseman for Andover steps in. 1 down, nobody on. Fastball is a strike on the outer part of the plate. Strike 1.
You mentioned it early, is that, Legion early part of the season just trying to get the lineup consistency. I know Coach Anderson said he gets pretty much 6 there consistently in those numbers, and that helps from a continuity standpoint.
1 strike pitch misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Osseo and Osseo Maple Grove, and of course this post is just a wealth of talent, and boy, they use it to their strength. And as you mentioned, the 2 teams.
1 ball, 1 strike. On the outside corner. Good fastball. Parton's got some good pop.
He's not only that, but he's got, I hate to say it out early, good command. He dotted the eye outside part of the plate, so he's right there.
So it's 1-2, 1 down. Base is empty. Bottom of the first. Parton into the plate. Up high. As Winters Boyne did not chase on 1-2. It evens the count 2-2.
Yeah, good poise there. Did not chase, but that ball, he's got some great movement. It's an explosive breaking ball.
2-2 pitch. Hit in the air, right side, out of play. Towards the tennis courts here at Andover High School.
Left that one up a little high on that breaking pitch. Still ahead in the count. See if he tries to get a fastball, maybe walk the ladder up high on a fastball here.
Ready with the set and the pitch. Takes low.
Boy, tough one to watch.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, that was a tough one
I'm
to
not
take.
sure he had a choice.
2 strikes on the batter, and Aiden will step back in. Here's the pitch. Goes the other way on the ground, and it squirts into right field. That'll be a base hit. And Aiden Winters Boynton battles his way through that at bat and gets Andover's first hit of the game.
That at bat was about as long as his name, but he worked it. Good at bat, quality. Finally got through and just found his seam.
And that'll bring up the number 3 hitter out in right field for Andover here tonight, Deacon Eckes. Parton from the set. Here's the pitch, a called strike.
Leads off with a breaking pitch there. Catches outside part of the plate. .235 hitter is Deacon Eckes.
Sanders would bat next.
Couple of RBIs, on-base percentage.
1 down in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Also at .235. Good block there.
Gavin Finau is the catcher, and I double-checked. He is no relation. They don't believe, at least the Osseo bench and dugout, he's no belief because there was a Tyler Finau who is a Division I pitcher and an all-state pitcher for Champlain Park High School. Pitches up high. Oh, they are related? Okay, all right. The Osseo dugout didn't think so. What's the relation? Cousins? Second cousins. Tyler and Gavin are second cousins. It pays to have. Are you the auntie? Gavin's grandma's here to correct us. And
we need that.
Who needs a Department of Media Relations when you got the grandma here, right?
We can always say sources have informed us.
Sources, yes.
Sources close to
No
the
need-
broadcast
but you
team,
know what?
literally.
When you hear from the grandma, there's no reason to fact check that any further. Okay? It stops there. The buck stops there. Enough said, as we like to say. So Eckes, the batter, here's the Partonen set, and the pitch is low, ball 4. And Eckes draws a walk. And that'll put him on here first and second for Andover. And the number 4 hitter is Mason Sanders, the Andover catcher.
There you get a look at Sanders. His average coming in at about .06. On base percentage of 200. Get some contact going here, and RBI on the season.
Partonen's first pitch to him at the belt, strike 1.
And just the one knock. So, yeah, first and second, something going here.
Good chance here for Andover to get on the board early here on their home field, looking for their first league win in the North Hennepin League. Swung on to the right side. Fly ball towards the line on the run, and Kranz able to make the catch. Runners will tag up. Throw will come in. Actually, he must not have caught it down the line. Hard to see through the chain link. Everybody's going to be safe.
Yeah, even though it was just down the line, sometimes it's tough to read in that right field area, and it just continues to kind of migrate.
Well, it looked like it was in position. He didn't dive for it. I think he just missed it.
See on the
Down the
replay
right
here,
field line.
if we can get a
Yeah,
look.
just didn't get to it. So we'll call that a bloop base hit based on the replay there. So that loads him up. Winters, Boynton at third, Eckes at second, Sanders is at first. And a great opportunity here for Andover as Lucas Squire, the third baseman, gets a chance to swing with the bases full.
Squire comes in hitting .250. It's the 6th game of the season. 4 stolen bases, 3 hits and an RBI, so he can collect a couple of RBIs here. And, you know, Parton just seems like that type of pitcher that you need to get to him early if you're going to get to him at all.
And he delivers a fastball, strike 1 to Squire with the bases loaded and 1 out in a scoreless game here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, dials up a good fastball there. Brings it right back.
Bauman on deck. Parton sets and pitches in tight. 1-1.
Up and in that time. Maybe see a deuce coming back here. Keep him honest. See if he's rocking on the heels of those spikes here after that pitch coming up and in.
1 ball, 1 strike to the plate. Off the end of the bat, fouled straight back to the backstop. 1-2 to Lucas Squire.
Good movement on that breaking pitch. Just getting a piece. As I mentioned, Squire here, so he's looking at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Parton leaning in. Long looking at his catcher Finau. Sets, and his 1-2 is outside. 2-2.
Looked like he was trying to be too perfect with that breaking pitch. The one thing is when he keeps it down low on that breaking ball, he's had a lot of success here in the first, but when it doesn't, it's hip high, it's easier to hit.
2-2 pitch, and a breaking ball there, and he hits the outside corner. Big out for Partonen and Osseo, 2 down, as Squire goes down looking, and the bases remain loaded for Blake Bauman.
But watch him finish lower. Once he finishes lower, and you can see that look right there, you know, the ball moves. We'll see this first pitch here to Blake Bauman.
Yeah, Bauman bats in, the big pitcher, left-handed, big strong kid, and he will take it low and away. Ball 1, 1-0. Batting with the bases loaded, trying to get Andover on the board here in the bottom of the first.
If they just finish that throw, the follow-through creates movement.
1-0 pitch, and he hits that on the ground. It's a roller to second. Play it over to first in time. And pitching out of a jam, Logan Parton doing a nice job. Bases were loaded with 1 out, but Andover comes up empty. Couple of hits, but 3 left on. Here in the bottom of the first, 1 inning. Here at Andover, it's Legion Baseball, and we're scoreless on QCTV Sports.
This program is brought to you by QCTV, serving the communities of Andover, Anoka, Champlin, and Ramsey, bringing you year-round live sports coverage, community shows, and government programming. Tune in each week for new local stories, sports, and information in your city to stay up to date with your community. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Quad Cities TV and on X and YouTube at QCTV to stay up to date with your city and to never miss our live shows.
Oh, you can see that sunshine shining here at Andover. High school athletic facilities here hosting Legion baseball this evening. Few clouds. We've got the evening sun. Very comfortable day, at least for broadcasting. I'm sure it's also pretty comfortable for the players as well, as we're scoreless going to the top of the second inning.
And Jim, you know what? If we finish this one early, we could maybe find a place to hit 9 yet after this one.
Well, yeah. I mean, the bunker or Majestic executive, I'm sure he could just basically walk on there.
Or maybe try the refuge.
And if you run.
For a quick.
The refuge, the mosquitoes up there might be a little rough.
That's true.
Once you get further north here to Anoka County, it's Osseo in the top of the second, Partanen, Scove, and Finau. Partanen was at the plate when Kranz was picked off between first and second. And we stay scoreless. Andover, a missed opportunity in that bottom of the first, Joe. Bases loaded, one out.
A lot of LOBs they may regret. As I looked at some of the statistical pieces, there's a
Blake Boutman first pitch, and Partanen will hit on a couple hops to second. Bobbled throw, not in time. Partanen will be safe. That'll be an error on the second baseman, Wallen, and a leadoff base runner here for Osseo.
Yeah, that'll come back to hurt because you get a nice two-roller to second on this thick grass on the infield, a chance to get that leadoff runner, especially a hitter, a number 4 hitter, Partanen, and you get an error, and he reaches via that error. So Scove steps in now.
Partanen stays in to run at first. Here is Cooper Scove, third baseman, squares to bunt, pulls back. It's low on ball one called here from Blake Bauman.
Bauman mixing it up a bit. Starts off with that breaking pitch to the left-handed hitter.
Winters Boynton holding with the runner Partanen over at first base. Toss over. And again, those runners have to be aware with the left-handed pitcher. Sometimes they're out there and they're on first base and they kind of forget who's on the mound.
Right.
And you forget it's a crafty lefty. The 1-ball pitch. Breaking ball lifted in the air, left side, foul territory, and it will land foul. Squire and Harbor, neither could get to it in foul territory, and it's even 1 ball and 1 strike.
That had the look of a Jim Erickson approach shot.
Yeah.
With a little backspin, taking a little divot.
And pushed off target to the left. Very much like a approach shot with a wedge. A flared wedge. 1 ball, 1 strike, runner on, nobody out.
I got to think breaking pitch here to a left-handed.
Squares to bunt again, offers at this one on the breaking ball, which of course is tougher to bunt. And case in point, 1 and 2 now.
Hey, lefty on lefty, unless you can get a drag on an inside pitch and you want to try to drag it down, it's so tough to get that bunt down.
1-2. Foul tip into the glove, and Sanders holds on. Strike 3, 1 out.
First strikeout here of the evening for Bauman, trying to avenge an error. It's the way that the number 4 hitter reached here in the first and the second inning.
It was a check swing by Scove, but into the glove of Mason Sanders. So Scove is down. First strikeout in the game for Blake Bauman. Throw over to first, and Partanen dives back in. Batter is Gavin Finau, the catcher, wearing number 22. Righty versus lefty here. Bauman, left-handed pitcher with a set in the pitch. It's sharply up the middle and into left field. Couple of hops in front of Johnson. Station to station here as Partanen stops at second. And Finau is on with a base hit. Second hit of the game here for Osseo.
Yeah, you'll need to mix it up. He was sitting for that fastball. Got it. And the barrel head right up the middle. Good base hit, strong there to center. So first and second here for Osseo, just 1 out.
Eli Larson, the batter. First and second, 1 down. Long look at second base for Bauman, and his first pitch to the plate to Larson is a called strike 1.
Good job there, Bauman. mixing it up.
We do have a courtesy runner over at first base for the catcher Finau. They're not holding with him there, and the offering right at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes.
Couple of spinners in tight. That one almost like a back foot breaking attempt, breaking ball that time by Bauman.
0-2. 1 out. Delivery off the end of the bat. What a catch by Boynton at first, and then the dive, and he tags him out. Oh, Winters Boynton at first base with a diving catch towards the hole at first. And there was really nothing that the runner could do. You can't blame anything on the runner there. The courtesy runner for the catcher, and he was tagged out. And a bang end to the inning, and it stays scoreless.
Yeah, you know, tall structure to begin with over there, Boynton. And he climbed the ladder just enough. Nice web gem. Makes that grab and puts the tag on to complete the double play. And saves the day and saves some pitches. Nice job flashing some leather. Nice job over there by Winter Boynton. And speaking of flashing some leather, we've got some NHL time coming up here, right? This draft coming up.
Yeah, that's in Las Vegas at the Sphere. Have you ever seen the Sphere?
I haven't.
That thing is amazing. I've never seen it in person, but boy, when they have video of it, it's just, U2 was playing there. I can't imagine Tony Orlando ever playing there. I just don't think he's a big enough act, but he might be able to fill a casino ballroom maybe, but yeah, that's where they're going to have it. Vegas is just absolutely exploding when it comes to professional sports. I mean, already the hockey team, the Golden Knights, they already have the Raiders. They're getting the A's. And you know the NBA is going to put a basketball team there eventually.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to have all 4 sports there.
Mm-hmm.
And the fear before is that gambling, they didn't want to be associated with gambling. Of course, that bird is flown.
Open that door.
That door,
wide open.
yes, that is wide open with the affiliation and everything that's going on. But it should be interesting. I don't even know who the consensus number 1 overall pick is. You know, that Bedard was basically that guy last year.
Yeah, he was.
Wild will try and get somebody. They'll get a depth guy probably. You know,
Who do you
they're not,
see as a
kind of in the
Minnesota
middle.
guy going?
Probably that Javon Moore,
Mm-hmm.
Minnetonka kid.
Yep.
Probably will be the top. At least that's what all my people are telling me. I have no clue. I can't evaluate talent. You know, Joe, my main job is to tell people what corner the puck is in.
Any Huskies? St. Cloud State Huskies, you think?
Yeah,
in the first couple
there's
rounds?
the Bernovic kid who played at Champlain Park, in fact, from Ham Lake. Or no, he's at Blaine. Bernovic, his cousin, was at Champlain Park, but he played for Blaine. He could be. He's listed on the Central Scouting. So we'll wait and see.
Interesting. Hey, it's all
I don't like to analyze it too much before. I like to react more than be proactive. As here comes Andover in the bottom of the second inning. Bottom third of their order, McCoy Johnson, Matthew Bauman, and Jake Harbor. And then top of the order here, if anybody gets on in a scoreless game, bottom of the second.
Johnson just his second game of the season.
Swing and a miss.
Some velo there, and my understanding was probably the top velo on the first inning was about 86 to 87 miles an hour. So they had the gun going.
No balls. I wouldn't even get my bat off my shoulder. 86 coming at me. 0-2. Breaking ball is low. 1-2.
You can see that he's having a little trouble with that breaking pitch. Because hey, once you have that tandem going, and if you can keep that curveball around the plate versus up high.
Fastball outside. 2-2.
That one misses way out. And I got to think he's coming back with the deuce here, maybe a 12-6.
Swing and a miss. Got him on the high fastball. Climbed the ladder. 1 down. Johnson is out. Strikeout number 2 here for Logan Partnan.
Well, obviously Logan Partnan is not watching my signals here in the broadcast booth because I quickly had the deuce marked up and he walked the ladder.
And the funny thing is most
fastball.
pitchers do. Most pitchers do. They do listen to your calls of the
pitches. There's a certain etiquette
during the broadcast.
Jim, when we're out here, there's a certain respect and etiquette.
Swing and a miss here to Bauman.
I'll talk to his coach.
Next
inning.
Another high fastball there by Partnan. 1 down, nobody on. Scoreless game. Bottom of the second already. The 1 strike popped up. right side. Is it playable? It is out of play as Larson takes a look that side of the field. No balls and 2 strikes.
Matthew Bauman comes in with an average of 125. This his 6th game of the season. An on-base percentage of 176.
Harbor on deck. Bauman trying to get on here. Remember, Andover loaded the bases in the first inning. This one hit on a line to right field and drifting to his right as Kranz makes the catch, 2 down.
Hey, kudos. Good at bat. Way to barrel up. Good pitch. Instead of trying to pull it or do too much, just tried to launch it, and he did to right field, right at the right fielder there, hauling it in. Nice play by Kranz.
Jake Harbor in the number 9 spot for Andover. Out in left field tonight. First plate appearance for him. The Parton pitch, inside out swing down the right field line. This is going to land in, and it's in there for a hit. And, running into the umpire. Harbor clipped the umpire, but he's going to go in safely at second base. It looked like it was the umpire, not the first baseman. Slowed him up a little bit, but Jake Harbor is in there with a stand-up double with 2 down. The number 9 hitter here for Andover in the 2nd inning.
That was impressive. Nice drive. Got a chance to punch that thing down the right field line. You mentioned a little obstruction by the umpire, but he made his way safely to second. I don't think he was going to go for the 3rd or the 3 bag, but they flipped the lineup now to the leadoff hitter.
Ethan Wallen, who grounded to second back in the bottom of the 1st inning, will start out here. Runner at second is Harbor. Andover trying to rally here for a 2-out run. We are scoreless. That one's lined to the left over the backstop and out of play. The JV field area.
This the 18th plate appearance of the season for Ethan Wallen. As I mentioned, hitting .429, 6 hits and an RBI.
Barden looks at Harbor at second. Pitch is in tight.
Throw down.
Yeah, quick throw down.
Yeah.
Finau showing a strong arm.
Just about there. First time up, it was Ethan Wallen who hit a curveball to second base for the first out of the game for Andover.
Breaking ball inside.
Boy, there was some activity on that breaking pitch. It's you forget that, hey, the follow through and everything else with the follow through is what really creates much more movement on the ball. Sometimes if you short arm it, you really shortchange the effectiveness of the pitch.
1-2. Up high, 2-2.
Trying to
Check
walk
that
the ladder
3-2.
that time.
3 balls and 2 strikes to Wallen. Wallen extends the inning. Aiden Winters Bounton is on deck.
See what kind of confidence he has with the breaking pitch here. Or
That's
will
a
he
full count. Here it comes.
go up top?
Here's his set in the pitch. Went fastball and it's high. Tried to get him to chase the high fastball, and Wallen did a nice job laying off it. Good eye by Wallen, the leadoff hitter in the lineup. And now first and second, 2 down. And Aiden Winters, who's 1 for 1 here today, singled back in the 1st inning. First part of that, Andover loading the bases with 1 out back in the 1st, but could not get the clutch hit or get anybody across here in a scoreless game in the bottom of the 2nd. First pitch popped up right side. Larson, the first baseman, over and does not have room. 1 strike here to Aiden Winters Boynton.
Yeah, the wind here just seems like balls kind of migrate towards the foul ball line or towards that fence and just kind of like fall off towards in that direction, and that was the case there. And not much of a wind, Jim. First time in a long time that we've covered a game here without the blustery gust.
Yes. If Winters Boynton can get on, Eckes is on deck. Hardin trying to keep this a scoreless game. First and second, 2 down, and a called strike there, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Harbor's at second, Wallen at first. Harbor a double, and then the walk by Wallen. Winters Boynton down an 0-2 hole. Here's his pitch, and it's in the dirt. Again, Pardon pulling the string on that breaking ball in the dirt. Winters Boynton wouldn't bite, 1-2.
Yeah, nice block by Finau that time. Not avoid those runners. That prevents them from going to second and third on a fastball or breaking pitch that was about 56 feet in length.
1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Reared back for that fastball. And Winters Boyne just could not catch up with it. That's now 5 runners left on here in the first 2 innings for Andover. In the bottom of the second, no runs ahead. As we mentioned, 2 left on. We played 2. Osseo and Andover here in Legion Baseball. Scoreless on QCTV Sports. Andover nothing, Osseo nothing. Along with Joe Rulin, I'm Jim Erickson. Legion Baseball here tonight. Osseo coming to the plate, top of the 3rd inning. They're 3-3 on the season. They'll be involved in a couple of tournaments here the rest of the season. Next week, they'll be at the Delano 4th of July tournament. Delano well known for their 4th of July celebration down there. Their 4th of July parade is well known. And Osseo will be playing there July 3rd through the 6th. Then they're involved in the Gopher Classic. And Andover, they were at the Challenger Tournament. And I think that's their only tournament. They were supposed to play in the St. Cloud Tournament here this past week. Is that still a wood bat tournament? That used to be the St. Cloud Wood Bat Tournament.
Correct.
But just because of the rain and the waterlogged fields and everything, they were unable to get that in this past weekend. And just been one of those seasons, both in the spring and now into the summer. Not that drought is ever a good thing when you have a dry spring and summer, but it certainly is good for the baseball schedule and outdoor sports.
It is, and you know, Legion Ball itself just kind of has its own personality as we get a look here at
Tyler Rose leads it off, left-handed swinging second baseman. Against the left-handed pitcher, Blake Bauman. 1 ball the count. And he comes to him low, 2-0. Both innings here, Osseo has had the final out on the base paths. Osseo's Brendan Kranz was picked off between first and second for the final out in the first, and then that line-out double play back in the second. This one stays up a little bit, 2-1.
Good poise up there by Rose as Bauman trying to lock him up, not allow him to extend.
Here's the Bauman pitch. Took something off of that. Nice job. Guides it across. Evens it up at 2-2.
Talk a little bit more here kind of through this inning.
And it's inside. It was 3-2. We don't have the count on the scoreboard, and my angle makes it tough to see the umpire, to be honest. And sometimes, I don't know if you notice, I feign interest during in between pitches sometimes. It's been so long since we've seen the sun like this. So Rose is on with a leadoff walk. That's the first walk given up by Blake Bauman.
Right.
And Rose is on at first for the number 9 hitter for Osseo, Joe Capra. Looks to bunt, offers, strike 1.
Kind of lunged at that bunt attempt. Capra had that first base line wide open.
They've attempted several bunts here, and they haven't been able to get a bat on the ball yet. See if he continues yet. Will square, and again, got a piece of it this time. Fouled it back, and it's 0-2.
Well, this time we'll get probably a swing away here on this next pitch. Foul ball. Runner has to go back to first, and we'll take a look here. But we talked about American Legion baseball, it's, hey, try to get into a cadence and a flow. Now, high school baseball, you're trying to just not have to play in too much cold weather.
Throw to first.
Before you know it, you're playing in
Oh, is it
sections.
a balk? They're going to call a
It
balk.
is a balk.
They're going to call a balk on that throw to first.
I don't think he waited long enough. On
Nope.
his kicker, he came back a bit. So.
Well, it probably was a situation. He's working from the set, and you've got to come to a pause, and maybe he may have moved towards the plate. You have to see a replay to be sure. So runner now at second on the balk, and the delivery to Capra is high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So runner in scoring position here for the second time tonight for Osseo.
It was a spinner that went up high and a breaking pitch.
Oh, and a breaking pitch. Capra's rung up.
Brought that in the back door.
Nice pitch by Blake Bauman. That's his second strikeout of the game. 1 out. Rose remains at second. And it'll be Gavin Kreska, the center fielder, flied to the first baseman just beyond the bag back in the first inning. Bauman's first delivery is at the knee. Up the plate, 1 strike.
Cheska gets another look. Second time up, of course, if that's the Minnesota Twins, that's probably the last they'll get at a hitter.
Cheska takes a ball here, 1-1.
Kind of a quick, but let's see what Bauman can do to make some adjustments.
1 ball, 1 strike. Outside, 2-1. Haig on deck.
Throwing a little backwards here, a lot of off-speed, a lot of breaking pitches, and then try to sneak in a fastball every now and then.
Does here on the ground through the hole into left field for a hit. Rose, who is at second, will round third. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. Throw back to first. Everybody's safe. It's 1-0 Osseo. An RBI base hit for Gavin Cheska.
Third inning, they finally break that goose egg. And the first inning, we thought maybe a ball hit hard. The third was going to get by. That one did. It's squared up and a quick 2-hopper getting by third. And an RBI for Cheska.
Third hit of the game for Osseo, hitting the first, second, now 1 here in the third. Cheska's at first base. Batter is Haig, strike 1. Haig grounded to third, 0 for 1 here tonight for Osseo.
We talked about getting to that tournament play, getting extra reps in. Hey, the Gopher Classic.
Pitch is high all the way back to the backstop. Wild pitch will get Cheska over to second.
But Legion baseball is another, like any other sporting activity. It's just you get more tournaments in. You try to pepper in some league games, and then you start your postseason.
1 ball and 1 strike. Breaking ball misses outside. Tried the back door and missed. It's 2-1. Ben Johnson is coaching down at third. He and Brett Christopherson are the co-head coaches, and Jacob Contreras is over at first base. Hit in the air to the right side, and that will find its way out of play.
Last year in the sub-state tourney, Andover was actually a number 7 seed. They came out of the gate to beat Maple Grove, who was a 2 seed.
That would have been the
round.
North Hennepin sub-district playoffs.
Correct.
2-2. Swung on, and boy, it sounded like that was a foul tip, but apparently not. That must have been off the catcher's glove. It's a swing and a miss, and then they'll play it back over to first, so they'll get the runner there and the hitter. And Haig is retired. Now 2 outs, 2 strikeouts this inning here for Blake Bauman, the strikeout and put out.
Yep, he's starting to fill it 3 for the game for Bauman. They move in now to the number 3 hitter in Crayons. Singled his first time up.
Third strikeout here for Bauman. First pitch swinging the other way and sharply hit foul by Brendan Crayons. Crayons lined into that pickoff 1-3-4, and a great play by Winters Boynton over at first base, diving towards the hole, away from first base, and then he's able to get up and make the play. This one will be through him and past a diving Winters Boynton. Here comes the runner, Cheska. He will score. It's an RBI, 2 out. Base hit here for Crayons, 2-0 Osseo.
Yeah, that was a strategically placed slow grounder.
Yeah.
And he popped that thing. He got it through just enough, but it didn't have a lot of momentum, so the right fielder was coming in to make the play. but it gave the runner a chance to score from second. Now a 2-0 lead here for Osseo.
Logan Parton, the pitcher, reached base back in the second inning to lead off. That was the error that was charged to Wallen over at second base. Runner at first, two in here for Osseo, one on. Another toss to first, and he got him.
He's got to have some move.
The runner, Kranz, was leaning towards second, and Bauman throws over there and tags Winters Boynton. And Kranz is out. That's 3 innings down a row that Osseo's final out was on the base paths. But they get a couple here, 2 runs on 2 hits. And with the pickoff, nobody left on. 2.5, bottom of the third coming up with Andover on the way to the plate. 2-0 Osseo.
Yeah, I couldn't tell on that pickoff also if he just happened to be looking down instead of not looking at the pitcher. But I tell you, Bauman.
He was definitely leaning towards second, and that made it tough for him to get back in.
Absolutely. So, but you're always kind of watching that front foot, making sure that right foot goes behind the rubber. But he's been hitting a long, high kick, kind of stalling those runners of Osseo. So gets another one and also picks up a balk this inning, does
Yeah, it was quite a variety. So he kind of redeemed himself a little bit from the balk. The pickoff kind of absorbs the balk and cancels that out. So a nice job there. But the damage done for Osseo in that inning with the 2 runs in, making it 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. Andover's had their chances. They had 2 on in the second. They had the bases loaded in the first, but so far just haven't been able to get that clutch hit.
It is. Osseo, by the way, last year was seeded number 4 in the postseason, and then they lost to Wayzata in the championship game.
When these teams played last year in the regular season, it was 4-0 Osseo. The high school matchup earlier this year in the Northwest Suburban Conference back on April 25th right here on this field. Seems like a long time ago. Andover beat Osseo by a 7-1 score in the high school season. That seems like eons ago.
That it was. And I always think of the end in mind. Last year, if you're wondering, whatever happens with the Legion teams and the World Series and you don't hear about it, I love following it, but the last game of the regular season for the World Series game, it pitted Lincoln, Nebraska, and they lost 1-0 to League City, Texas.
And where was that played last year?
August 15th.
And they actually aired that on ESPN YouTube, which was kind of neat, and I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you know, St. Michael had a heck of a year last year. In fact, they were just
were they 1 win away from making it to the World Series?
They were.
Yeah.
Yep, and they lost to Lincoln, Nebraska.
There you go.
In the Region 6 Central Plains tourney. Boy, they defeated Lincoln, Nebraska the first time they played them in that playoff.
All right, here's Deacon Eckes, Mason Sanders, and Lucas Squire. And Eckes will take in the dirt here from Logan Partonen. Ball 1. Eckes reached on a walk, stranded when Andover left the bases loaded in the first inning. 2-0 Osseo, bottom of the third. Breaking ball, a swing and a miss.
4 hits on the season thus far.
No balls and 2 strikes here to Eckes with Sanders on deck.
19th plate appearance of the year for Deacon.
Partonen kicks and fires in the dirt. 1-2.
Trying to master that. Sometimes that front glove comes out and that shoulder opens up on that left side and shortens that breaking pitch.
1-2, high and away. 2-2. Scove is at third. Hags the shortstop. Rose at second here for Osseo. Larson's at first. Gavin Finau behind the plate. But Deacon Eckes, the Andover right fielder. 2-2. Another breaking ball, this one on the ground. Hag has to charge. Throws on the run, and he got him. Larson did a nice job keeping his foot on the bag as Sanders is down 6-3. Eckes down 6-3, 1 down, and that'll bring up Mason Sanders.
Hey, Hag that time playing pretty deep at short. That was about a 5 roller that died in the front in that infield grass. still able to come up and gun down Eckes for the first out here in the bottom of the third. You can see the play right there, charge, a good step to beat him on the throw.
Pitch is high. Ball one here to Sanders. Singled back in the first inning. He's 1 for 1. Yeah, the infield grass in all these fields because of all the rain running about 1 on the stimp meter. That's about all the roll you get. If that, maybe a half. That's fouled, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Lucas Squires, the on-deck batter. Andover trailing it here 2-0. Bottom of the third. It's not that they haven't had chances here. Base is empty here with 1 down. The Partonen's pitch, 1-1, lifted in the air right side down the line. Larson long run, right fielder Kranz long run, and it will land foul. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, you talk up, they're hitting it where they ain't, and they're not going to be playing the field much down in foul territory, but it's dropping it into like a pocket just behind first there. So another run here.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And 1 down. Partonen, who's been hitting mid to upper 80s on the gun here. 1-2 up high. Now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 324 down the left field line here at Andover High School. The Partonen 2-2 fastball fouled off to our right. That's out of play, and it stays 2-2.
Just a bit behind. Let's see if he tries to walk the ladder with a fastball.
He has before. That was
here.
a successful move. He got Aiden Winters bound on that to end the second inning. 1 down, base is empty. 2-2. And that one came up a little bit short. There's that one where the release point was just a little bit off for the pitcher, Logan Partonen, and he'll shake that one off. And it fills the count at 3-2.
Yeah, and you're going to be sitting fastball here.
We're doing something weird and different with our games.
3 balls, 2 strikes now.
He's dead red.
Payoff pitch, and he does go high, and the eye by Sanders takes it for ball 4.
You can see Partonen just a bit frustrated. Really, the frustration probably came on that previous pitch to that 3-2 delivery.
Third walk. Given up by Partonen. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, now 1 here in the third. It's a 1-out base runner here for Andover. Lucas Squire struck out looking against Partonen, one of the 3 strikeouts that he has here tonight. Andover's had a runner on each of the 3 innings here. They've left 5 on entering this third. Pitch to Squire, swing and a miss. Big cut there by Squire, 1 strike.
Squire, one of the team leaders in stolen bases when he does reach it there. An on-base percentage of .250 for Lucas.
0-1. Runner bluffs. Up into the air. Caught there by Partonen. Nice job. They were trying to move Sanders over, but the ball popped up off the bat of Squire. Now 2 outs. Good athletic play by Logan Partonen.
Cat-like quickness coming off the rubber. And runs it down and takes a couple of steps into foul territory. Looks over to one. They say, eat it. Hold on to that thing.
That'll leave it up to Blake Bauman. Runner still at first. Larson holding there. Partonen's pitch, swing and a miss. That had some heat on it, and Bauman was behind it. 1 strike.
Yeah, .273 hitter is Blake Bauman. Getting a chance here.
Partonen again comes with the heat.
Yep.
This one right down the middle, just above the knees, and Bauman again came up empty, so it's 0-2.
See if he brings this one up just a little higher this time. You hate to give him 3 straight pitches at the same location.
0-2 on the outside corner, called strike 3, and Bauman will go down looking. The runner was going moot point as Bauman strikes out for the 3rd out of the inning, and Andover down here in the 3rd. They did get a runner on via the walk, 1 left on in the bottom of the 3rd. 3 innings complete here at Andover. And Osseo has a 2-0 lead over Andover. Legion Baseball here tonight on QCTV Sports.
Hello, I'm Andrea Christensen, and I wrote the book How Sweet It Is. And it is a fun story set in northern Minnesota in the fictional town of Deep Haven. And it features Robin Fox, who starts out the book living in Paris, working in a bakery. And things get sour for her over there, and so she has to come home and be with her grandparents who run a bakery in Deep Haven, Minnesota. Along the way, she reunites with Sammy Johnson, her high school friend, and they have to figure out a way to save the Fox Bakery. Of course, their relationship simmers and then comes to a boil throughout their time together. I like writing romance because I think that it is a hopeful genre. It is something that creates connections between people. I also like to weave in an inspirational theme because I think that God is the source of all true love.
Osseo, 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. They've left 1. And for Andover, they have no runs, 3 hits, 1 error. And they have left 6 through the first 3 innings. As we head to the top of the 4th inning, it's Parton, Scove, and Finau. 4, 5, and 6 for Osseo against Blake Bauman.
And Andover had a great chance in that first inning. Bases loaded with just the 1 out.
Bauman to Partonen. Fouled off to the right, out of play. 1 strike. Partonen reached on an error back in the 2nd inning. Only error here on either team tonight. 2-0 Osseo, top of the 4th, 1 strike. Took something off, just missed, low and away, 1-1.
I like the change of speeds here by Bauman. That one just missed, but
There comes with the fastball, it's outside. Now 2 balls and 1 strike.
you got to kind of think, okay, not many people are going to just watch that previous pitch. It was too close, but good poise at the plate.
2-1 misses in. 3-1.
Get a look at, again, this number 4 hitter.
Bauman starting his 4th inning. Both runs were earned. He's given up the 3 hits and gives up a walk here. So Parton is on, base on balls. 2nd walk given up by Bauman here tonight. Leadoff batter is on, 3rd of the 4th innings, 3rd straight inning that Osseo's got the leadoff man on. And here's Cooper Scove, who struck out his only other at bat. 0 for 1 tonight. Lefty against lefty. And the Bauman pitch. Drops down a little sidearm, tried to sneak it over the inside part, but it stays inside. Ball 1 to Scove.
Scove, an excellent hitter, stays in. You don't see him pull out against these lefties.
Brushed off the plate there.
Pitch.
Fastball just missed inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. With Finau, the catcher, on deck.
It's almost like he's sitting on 1 pitch, like maybe a hook, waiting to see if he throws him a hook.
Throw to first.
That's been kind of the bailout plan.
Well, Bauman has picked off 2
yes.
here in the game tonight. And both have ended the innings. Back in the 1st and in the 3rd. Bauman back on the rubber here, comes to the plate, 1-1. Delivers a breaking ball that stays on the inside corner, and Scove takes it for a strike, 1-2.
Yeah, he's really forcing Bauman to throw a lot of pitches. I really think he's looking for a breaking pitch. He's just been sitting on 1.
1-2 pitch, low.
He gets the breaking pitch, but it's outside. So now
check that 3-1. I don't know how I got another strike in there. Umpire just said 3 balls and 1 strike. So 3-1 is your corrected count.
Hitters count here at 3-1.
I mean, we could realistically
swing and a miss. Fills the count, 3-2.
Snuck a fastball in and tight. Sometimes that's tough, and you can lock up a hitter's swing when it's that or inside or just inside the plate there.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first, nobody out. That one in tight. Scove has to duck out of the way of it. So back-to-back walks here. Walk to Parton and now walk to Scove. 2 on, nobody out. Osseo already up 2-0, and here's their catcher, Gavin Finau.
Well, you know, they've been looking, hey, first pitch fastball, when they drive it up the middle or to the gap, that's the pitch they're getting. But Bauman has kind of changed that formula up, but they've really extended his throws here with the first 2 hitters, and now the number 3
Low.
is down low.
1 ball and no strikes. Finau singled in the 2nd inning, and then his courtesy runner was caught off first base on that great line drive catch by Winters Boynton, diving towards the hole on the right side. First baseman made the catch, then he applied the tag, and there's a swing and a miss. That's a pass ball off the glove of Sanders. It'll be a strike, but the runners will move up. Hartman goes to 3rd. Scove is at 2nd. 2 runners in scoring position now for Osseo.
Yeah, it was almost like a bar stool swing that time. Kind of a casual, kept that rear out, and that ball was well outside.
Yeah, off of Sanders' glove. 1-1 low. 2-1. I still think it was a pass ball. I think that's one that Sanders just got his glove on partially, but that's one that I'm sure you would tell you that he should have had. 2 balls, 1 strike. From the set, and Bauman to the plate. Low, 3-1. This is a critical juncture here because Partanen, even though he's gotten into some trouble, he's been able to pitch out of trouble. Hasn't given up a run yet. Osseo's has a 2-0 lead. Andover doesn't want to fall any further behind here. 3-1 pitch, swung on and missed over the top of that breaking ball as it dove a bit in the strike zone. Fills the count at 3-2.
Yeah, you can see that Osseo's coming to a bat this time around saying, we're taking pitches. They're really forcing that pitch count up this inning on Bauman, but they're not going to chase. That first one he did swing at was kind of a lunge type of swing, so they want to make sure they're getting the pitch.
Partanen at 3rd, Scove at 2nd. Here comes the 3-2, and with first base open, he takes ball 4. So Finau is on. Bases are now loaded.
And Andover has
probably going to get the courtesy runner here
in the bullpen.
Who is it?
Appears to be number 20, Jacob Cook.
And the courtesy runner here for Osseo will be Jackson Berg. Jackson Berg, the courtesy runner over at first base. And Osseo a chance here to blow this one open a bit. They can see time, and that's going to be all for Bauman. So Bauman, his day is through on the pitching mound. And Jacob Cook is going to be the new pitcher here for Blake Bauman. Bauman goes 3+ innings. He is still responsible for the 3 runners, Partanen, Scove, and Berg on the base paths. All 3 of those walks. And I think it was just something where Pete Anderson had seen that Bauman had lost his control and he was falling behind, and just gave him every opportunity to kind of battle back. Those last 2 at-bats just couldn't. So have to call to the bullpen here with Cook.
I need to make sure that that number matches up with what they have on the roster, because I don't have any pitching numbers. I have them for about 8 or 9 of the Husky players, but
well, he's Jacob Cook until somebody tells us that he isn't.
So nothing in terms of numbers, in terms for him hitting, but nothing from a pitching perspective. So maybe he's getting the run.
Well, it's center baseball. Sometimes you got to throw guys out there that haven't pitched yet.
That's Adam Fierce, actually, who's in. That's right. He's wearing number 20.
Adam Fierce.
He was on the pitching staff of the high school team this past year, kind of a closer role. So certainly a good chance there. We can.
I don't even have him on my roster here. So Adam Fierce.
Yep. Plenty of pitching this past season for the high school team, but as I mentioned again, all very much maybe an inning to 2 innings in closer type of roles or kind of gap pitching.
Well, he's coming in a tough situation here with the bases loaded. And they'll switch from a lefty to a righty. We'll see how the Andover hitters with Eric Larson or Eli Larson coming up. They'll have to make that adjustment here, but like I said before, Osseo has a chance here to add to their lead, leading it 2-0.
Trivia question for you, Jim. We all know that Minnesota has the most amateur baseball teams this year, 383.
I have heard that, yes.
Who do you think is second? Which state?
Oh, I don't know.
I'll give you out east.
Nebraska, Kansas, New York.
Nebraska's close. Nebraska's
Pennsylvania.
Yep, Pennsylvania second with 308 amateur teams.
First batter, Eli Larson here being faced by Fierst.
And Nebraska is third with 272. Wisconsin fourth.
All right.
223.
What's that segment you call know to know?
The need to know. See
Joe
that?
knows.
I was going to cue that up, but we just kind of jumped right into it. So sorry, back in the truck. I didn't give you that advance, but it is amazing, though, Minnesota with 383 amateur teams. And
1 ball and 1 strike, reaching out, hitting it, the infield pulled up, throw to home, and they got the out there.
boy, they just by a half a step.
Sanders able to keep his foot on the plate. So they get the lead runner. They get the force out at home. Larson safe on the fielder's choice.
Good throw by
Berg goes to second. Scove goes to third. And Partonen is retired. And a big out here. And they get the out without the run scoring.
Yeah, he lasers. Matthew Bauman with a good laser. Gets him, by God, maybe even like an eighth of a step. That close.
So the bases stay loaded. Larson now taking his spot at first. And the batter, the second baseman, Tyler Rose. And it's up at the letters, but hits the outside part of the plate. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Rose walked, scored one of those runs in the third inning. Here's Fierst, Adam Fierst in relief, working quickly too, and trying to keep this a 2-0 game.
Some might
that
say
one, no a ball.
He's throwing at a fierce pace.
Some might say that. I wouldn't, but
so
2 balls and 1 strike as he sets and delivers and fouls that to the left. And we'll even the count here at 2-2.
Infield is on the green.
Yeah, as they were in the previous at bat, and it worked to them. They got the force out at second if it happened, or at home. If it happens again, they'll come back home with the opportunity. And the hitter will call time. Tyler Rose, tired of waiting. Now he'll step back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bases still loaded, 1 down. The fierce pitch, swung on and missed. What a beautiful curveball. And he gets Rose down swinging. Huge out here for Fierce, 2 down.
Okay, 1 word, 2 syllables for that pitch. Filthy. Filthy breaking pitch. And you saw that a lot from Adam Fierce. High school ball here.
Isn't that what the cleaning service said when they took a look at your office? They took a look at your office, and that's exactly the same thing they said as the batter now.
I'm sure there was some positivity in that filthy reference.
Well, they took the 83 cents of change you had in your coffee cup.
And even that was filthy.
Pitch is low here to the batter, Capra. So Capra, the number 9 hitter. Bases are still empty, 2 down now. Fierce with that big strikeout.
That was a spinner.
Swing and a miss here, and Fierce is firing.
He is coming in right now, a strike away from shutting the door.
Adam Fierce with the set. Here's his pitch. Breaking ball off the end of the bat and fouled to the right out of play. So Bauman went 3+ innings, the 2 runs, 4 hits, struck out 3, walked 4, 3 of them this inning. Responsible for those 3 runners that Fierce inherited. Fastball misses. 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Capra. Top of the order is Cheska.
I'm guessing breaking pitch here.
And that is low, and he lost him. That'll force in a run. 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning and not allowing anybody to score, but that one got away from him. Capra draws the walk, give him an RBI. Scove comes in to score. 3-0 Osseo. Everybody else moves up. Berg to third, Larson to second.
Yep, and that will go towards Bauman's ERA.
Top of the order, here's Cheska. Take strike 1.
Nice breaking pitch there. That's why I thought for sure he was going to bring that 3-2 breaking pitch. He has a lot of confidence in that pitch.
Fierce right back to him. Breaking ball pulled to the third base side and played over there at third base by Ben Johnson, one of the co-head coaches here for Osseo, and post number 172. No balls, 2 strikes to Cheska. If he extends the inning, it's Haig on deck. Fierce trying to keep the damage to a minimum, and that one all the way to the backstop. Run will score. 4-0 Osseo. That one, again, Little short arming on the curveball there, the breaking ball in the dirt, and really nothing that Sanders could do all the way back to the backstop. 4-0 Osseo.
Hey, you could see that release didn't stay true to his previous technique on a couple of those spinners, one of which filthy.
Two runs in without the benefit of a hit.
And again, was ahead in the count here, 0-2, now at 2-2. Hitter, I'm probably sitting on a spinner.
Line the other way. That's into right field for a hit. That could score two. Larson is in. Here comes Capra. He will score. And it is a two-run base hit, two-run, two-out base hit by Cheska, a four-run inning, and 6-0 Osseo.
I'll tell you, timely hit, took it to right field. One pitch away was Andover from getting out of that bases-loaded jam. Fierce inherited, but the walk brought in one, and now this base hit brings in another two.
Cheska at first, runner goes, throw down, is in time, and he's caught stealing. So Cheska runs on the first pitch, and can you believe it? 4 innings in a row now, and the final out each of the 4 innings here for Osseo has been on the base paths as Cheska caught stealing. But that's all, like we like to say, a moot point, because Osseo gets the damage done, takes care of business in the 4th inning. They got a clutch hit, clutch runs here with 2 outs, loading the bases in the top of the 4th. 4 runs, just the 1 hit, and nobody left on. 3.5, bottom of the 4th we go, and Osseo now has opened up a 6-0 lead here on Andover.
Well, they took advantage of it, and I'll tell you, they had a different approach to the hitting this past inning did Osseo. They really wanted to wait on the pitch and really forced Bauman to come out and really extend each of the at-bats, which the first 3 hitters equated to walks. They didn't chase, and it paid off. And finally, a clutch 2-out hit brought in 2, a pass ball brought in a 3rd run, a walk, a 4, so a 6-0 lead here for Osseo as they head here to the bottom half of the 4th.
Just think how different of a game this could be if Andover had been able to get some clutch hits in the 1st and 2nd inning. They had the bases loaded in the 1st and had 1st and 2nd in the 2nd with 2 outs. That was with 2 outs. But again, just could not manufacture anything, get anybody across, and now they find themselves here down to this Osseo club 6-0. So at the bottom 3rd of that Andover order, McCoy Johnson, Matthew Bauman, and Jake Harbor. The due batters here, according to the Andover lineup.
Yeah, see what McCoy Johnson could get going. I mean, just his 2nd game of the season.
Struck out back in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1.
This would be officially his 6th plate appearance of the season.
So Partinen comes in. First pitch breaking ball, missed. Ball 1.
Hey, you can see they know how important it is for him. Hey, postseason later in the season here, getting control and command on that breaking pitch. There he did.
Swing and a miss over the top on which is more of a slider.
Yep.
And that evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Partinen now on the mound with a comfortable 6-0 lead. 1-1 to Johnson. Swings at that one in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And hey, I was going to say even that previous pitch you wanted a little lower. Probably not quite that low in the dirt. But in that medium area here between the dirt.
1-2.
You face a good hitter, you leave that breaking pitch at belt high. They'll have a heyday on it.
The novelization.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff man for Andover, bottom of the 4th inning.
No, the body with a chance of meatballs.
2-2. Foul back. And it'll stay 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Andover schedule here for them. Tonight they've got Osseo. They go to Blaine tomorrow, Thursday at Brooklyn Park, and then it's the 4th of July break. Andover not playing in the Gopher Classic here this year. Their next league game will be at Champlin on July 9th. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Partnan on the outside corner.
A punch out. The umpire opens up that fridge door, pulls out a beverage,
He
and
did.
shuts the door
I like his
on the
form.
punch out.
5th strikeout here for Logan Partnan. And the number 7 hitter in the order goes down. 2nd strikeout for Johnson here tonight. He struck out swinging and now looking. And here's Matthew Bauman, the shortstop. Bauman flied to right, 0 for 1. Takes high here, ball 1, 1-0 with Harbor on deck.
Finau was snagging that thing like a frog trying to catch a fly, as that thing was almost over the top of him. Good glove work.
The 1-0, and Partnan with a big sweeper. Swing and a miss by Bauman. 1-1.
The 6th game of the season for Matthew Bauman. Mentioned he has played in every position this year except center field and catcher.
Gotta like the versatility.
Oh yeah, you gotta like.
Some of the best loved players in all of baseball history
Yeah.
are the utility players. Guys
Who's one
that
of
can
your
play
favorites?
a lot of, well, it's got to be Al Newman.
Mm-hmm.
Think about Al Newman. You think about Cesar Tovar playing all 9 positions. Think about Yogi Berra and all the positions he played.
Oh,
And on the inside corner.
that's called frozen pizza that time. Great breaking pitch. Really locked up the hitter. Time in Matthew Bauman. 125 hitter coming into the game. 176 on base percentage.
Partnan, the kick, the delivery, and the grounder. It's the 3rd. Nice easy hop for Skove. Steps onto the grass and his throw in the dirt and low to Larson. And Bauman will be safe. Be the first error charged to Osseo here tonight.
And that was one of those hops that probably comes just near that fringe of the grass, so you can't really trust if you're going to be able to get one of those nice tailor-made scoops. You come up and flash the leather there, but it may have hit just right at that seam. It made it more difficult to complete the scoop. So
Jake Harbor, who doubled in the 2nd inning, one of the 3 hits for Andover here tonight. First pitch is a ball 1, so Harbor batting with Bauman on at first, 1 out. Top of the order on deck, Wallen. Partnan's 1 strike, rears back, fastball at the belt, 0-2.
yeah, right now you're seeing Partnan almost like he's starting to dial it in, feeling more and more comfortable, making some corrections.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase that pitch down low, and he goes down swinging. Harbor is down, 2 down. Big sweeping breaking ball once again.
Yeah, you can see that it's becoming even better with the progression of the game and making those corrections. And
Also helps when your team has given you a 6-0 lead.
That
I think,
helps.
too, you can relax a little bit. And we've seen when he has pitched relaxed, Partnan, when he just kind of lets it come to him, he isn't forcing and isn't tight.
correct.
He can really rear back and really be unhittable. Ethan Wallen is the batter here. Partnan to the plate, swing and a miss. Foul tip, in fact, into the glove of the catcher Finau. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Wallen, batting with 2 down. The runner at first is Bauman. Winters Boynton would bat if Wallen gets on. Swing and a miss. Fastball, and Wallen just can't catch up to it, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, I'd love to see what that speed and velo is starting to mount up to. He's getting a little bit more fluid, easier release.
Well, they were using the gun earlier. When they run out of battery, their pitch is up high, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I know they were trying to time me in the 40s, so it was shorted out
Sure,
a couple of
yeah.
times, and they probably thought maybe they need to recheck that gun.
I also saw him
For
over on
accuracy.
Hansen trying to get speeders. 2-2 is inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The old Roscoe P. Coltrane speed trap. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Wallen here with 2 down. Runner at first for Andover in the bottom of the 4th. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball low and in. And Wallen chases And that's all for Andover. They are down here in the bottom of the fourth, and Parton strikes out 3. There was the error, 1 left here in the bottom of the fourth. We move on to the fifth, and it's Osseo 6, Andover nothing.
The best way to learn about local government is to see it in action. No fooling. On April 1st, local homeschooled children took a tour of Ramsey's City Hall, police and fire departments, and public works buildings. There, they received an up-close look at the systems that decide where businesses are built, how water is transported from deep underground all the way to their faucets at home, and the different tools police officers use to assist during an emergency. Several highlights of the day included trying on the protective gear utilized by the police department and exploring the big machines that plow snow, move dirt, and much more. These tours aren't just limited to school groups. If you'd like a closer look at how Ramsey functions, you're welcome to attend City Council and Advisory Board meetings and arrange a tour of your own. Feel free to give the city a call at 763-427-1410.
Osseo Legion trying to get above 500 as they are 3-3, and they're enjoying a 6-0 lead as we move to the top of the fifth inning. After their game tonight at Andover, they will play Armstrong tomorrow at the field in Osseo, and then their next league game, North Hennepin game, won't be until July 10th. But in between there, they're going to be playing in the Delano 4th of July tournament and the Gopher Classic as well.
Oh, that Gopher Classic, you got to get out and watch that.
Bunt attempt by Haig. Charging Squire, won't get him. Bunt base hit. Nice job by Haig, and of course third baseman really not expecting it, playing regular depth there at third. And Haig gets him on a bunt base hit.
And you know what? First pitch right out of the gate, I love it. I love that. Just to be able to get that touch, get your pitch, and getting it on that first pitch. Therefore, the defense not able to adapt.
6th hit for the team in orange here with a runner at first. That's Haig, and now here's the right fielder, Brendan Kranz. Kranz has been picked off twice here today. And I'm sure he wants to redeem himself and get back on the base pass. He's 2 for 2. He has a pair of hits, but he was picked off 1-3-4 in the first and picked off 1-3 after he had an RBI base hit in the third inning.
Well, I think
swing and a miss here. And that's off the plate. Runner will move up.
You know, I feel like we need a bingo card to decide how this inning will end.
Right.
You know,
well,
something in the field of
how about
we got the stolen bases,
catcher's
the
interference?
pickoffs. That could be it.
No, that would be towards the offense, so it would have to be something the other side.
It could be runner interference or fielder interference or
something weird. How about an act of God? 2 balls and 1 strike. Popped up, right
force
side
majeure
over our heads. And it's out of play. I didn't see what the count was there. Something to 2.
No scoreboard functioning tonight, so they're going off the hard drive memory of
2-2.
Jim, and there's another strikeout.
Yep, swing and a miss.
First.
Kranz goes swinging at a pitch in the dirt, so Fierce gets his second strikeout. Andover's Adam Fierce in relief of Blake Bauman, went 3+ innings, 4 runs, all earned. Gave up 4 hits, struck out 3, then ran into control problems. Walked the first 3 men he faced in the 4th inning. And here is a strike to Parton.
And you can see first level of confidence with that breaking pitch. Comes right out, leads it, and throws it. Dots the corner.
And this is Parton hitting it in the air to right field. That's going to be in the gap. That's all the way to the fence. Haig had to hold up to see if it was going to be caught. He'll round third. He'll score easy. It's going to be a triple for the pitcher, Logan Parton. Hits that one the other way to deep right center field. Split the fielders all the way to the fence. Give him an RBI, and it's 7-0 Osseo.
Boy, I got to tell you, he just rattled the bat on that, barreled it up, and just drove that thing on the fly. Tough path to the ball in right field. Fading back kind of towards the right fielder, but getting the triple and then RBI.
Pardonen has been on 3 times, and this one is laced into right field. Pardonen will score. 8-0 Osseo. RBI here for Cooper Scove. First pitch swinging, and he liked what he saw. And the left-handed swinging Scove pulled it into right field.
I like the adjustments the hitters make here with Osseo. Still the first time that some of these guys have seen first. They may have seen him in high school ball. But
Strike one here called to Gavin Finau, the catcher.
Last couple have kind of dialed up the pitch and kind of anticipated correctly what they were looking for and got it.
On the ground to third. Squires got it, goes short to second, will get the out there. And Finau is safe on the fielder's choice. Finau's been on 3 times here. See if they bring out Jackson Berg as a courtesy runner here, as Scove was forced out in a 5-4 scoring play. 2 outs now here in the Osseo 5th. Couple of runs in here, extending their lead to 8-0.
Running for the catcher. Pinch
Jackson Berg is the courtesy runner. And the batter is Eli Larson. First pitch swinging here.
Yep, he was.
That's over our heads. I'm glad it was because I didn't see it. So 1 strike here to Eli Larson. Lined out in the fielder's choice. Scored a run. And the 1 strike low. 1 ball and 1 strike. If he gets on, it's Tyler Rose. 3 hits in the inning here for Osseo. Pitch misses. 2-1. 8th hit of the game, that last hit.
It's probably been a while since first has been up on that mound. Endurance probably a bit of an issue. This is 2nd inning, but he is, I don't have the pitch count in mind, but he is certainly
3 balls and 1 strike here to Eli Larson.
At least up to 30-35.
Pierce delivers again, popped up. That one I saw. Closer to the truck than to us, and that will even the count. Better the truck than my head, 3-2. Here to Larson with Rose on deck. Osseo batting, top of the 5th inning. And that's ball 4. So Larson takes a walk. Inning continues here for Osseo, and their number 8 here, Tyler Rose. Walk and a strikeout here in the game. In fact, we're going to get a pinch hitter here for Osseo. It's going to be Quincy Standel.
He'll get a look here, and you can kind of tell sometimes if a pitcher's tiring.
Well, he swings at the first one, fouls that back.
Gets the fastball dead red, why not? But first likes to throw that curveball, but he's missed the last couple. Just looks a little tired. Up on the release here, you know he's coming with a deuce pitch right here.
1 strike. Tries to turn it over, and it ends up going to the right side. It's out of play, and Fierce is ahead of Quincy Standel, the pinch runner for Tyler Rose, who's the second baseman for Osseo. 0-2.
When you're a pinch hitter, you like to come off the bat and swing, not come up and just watch. So you can tell he's feisty coming up there, ready to give it a swing down and a count here. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
They don't call him the pinch watch look at pitches. It's the pinch hitter.
Pinch passive.
Right back up the middle, and that's past Fierce, and it squeaks into center field for a hit. 3rd hit of the inning, or 3rd run of the inning will come in. Here comes Jackson Berg, the courtesy runner for the catcher. And that makes it 9-0. Larson is at second base, and it's Quincy making his way over to first. First and second, and the inning continues here, 2 down, and the number 9 hitter, Joe Capra.
That was an impressive hit. He didn't come off the ball. He stayed with it and got enough topspin to get that through the infield.
That he did.
Valman was able to get to it, the shortstop. It's about a 5-6 roller that got through the thick grass, which means he had some good topspin on that one.
Standel gets an RBI. As Capra bats in the number 9 spot. Walked his last at bat. He is also struck out. And the pitcher Fierce has fallen behind here. 2 balls and no strikes.
No one warming up in the pen for Andover at this time.
2-0, swing and a miss. Capra over the top of that one. A little downward break from Fierce. Top of the order on deck.
Tough pitch to hit. Good location.
2-1. And 3-1, excuse me. And it ends up a sweeper out of the zone, and the bases are loaded. Capra with a walk. Standel to second. Larson to third. And it'll be Gavin Cheska. 9th man to bat here for Osseo in the top of the 5th inning. Against Fierce. Deliver a little bouncer right back to Adam. On the mound, he'll throw to first, and that'll end the inning. But Osseo adds to their lead. 3 runs, 4 hits. They leave the bases loaded here in the top of the 5th. Osseo 9, Andover nothing.
Get a look here and see what Andover can do to get some some energy going, some juice, some way to get base runners. They certainly had it the first couple of innings. In fact, they left the bases loaded, did Andover. In that bottom half of the first, bases loaded with 1 out. And they couldn't punch a run across, and then had runners again with just 1 out, first and second in that second inning, and unable to bring anyone across. So heading now to the bottom half of the inning, and we are going to get, he's coming back out for another inning. So I know they were asking about pitch count. I didn't get what that pitch count number was at for Partonen, but perhaps this might be his last inning, or if it's delayed in some way by some walks, they may need to pull him. But of course, always keeping aware of those pitch counts. But first, you want to see him hitting the mitt, hitting the spots before he leaves this game. He's got that shutout going as well, which I'm sure I just jinxed him, and kind of get at it here. See sometimes still on that.
It's not a jinx unless he can hear it.
That's it.
That's kind of my theory on that.
There you go. I'm all for that one.
But there are some broadcasters. They live and die, especially the old timers.
Oh,
they live and die by that.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing in hockey.
How about for that shutout? You're not going to talk about a shutout.
You're not supposed to say shutout when you're broadcasting a hockey game either. I would if it's not the team that I'm carrying and covering. If it's the other team throwing the shutout, I'll say it all left and right to try to end it. But Andover here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Winters, Boyden, Eckes, and Sanders, the 2 batters. Aiden Winters, Boyden, the first baseman, a single and a strikeout. Swings through the first one here, strike 1. Again, our umpires tonight, home plate, Kevin Spence, Leo Tompree, out on the base pass. 1 strike here to Winters Boynton. High. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kevin behind the plate has done a nice job. He's been signaling the balls and strikes here tonight. Just our angle. Sometimes I can't always see his left hand to get the balls. 1-1. That's a strike.
And plus we're looking right into the sun.
Right into the sun. Call it. You talked about it. The broadcast table is the sun field here at Andover High School.
Look for the change there.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Leadoff man here. Swing and a miss. Got him on a high fastball. And Winters Boynton down swinging for the second time tonight. 1 for 3, and there's 1 out in the Andover half of the 5th.
Hey, you can tell he's trying to hit specific spots here. Always trying to improve, and that time right there, it's tough to pick up with that type of speed with your bat when the ball's coming in, not only that fast, but also that high.
8 strikeouts on the game now for Partonen as he delivers to Eckes in the dirt, ball 1. Eckes a walk and a ground to short. 0 for 2. 1-0. Off the end of the bat, little number. Is this going to stay fair? It is. Catcher Finau will have to throw it, and he does.
I think
Finau did not panic there, Joe. He knew he had plenty of time, and he made a nice play.
Yep, I think Eckes thought there's no way that ball stays fair, but it stays just kind of in that thick grass and just nestles right on the line, but it jump out of that box by Finau.
The only question is, would he be able to find the ball in that thick grass? That was the only thing. So 2 down, 4 in a row retired now by Partonen, and that'll leave it up to Mason Sanders, the catcher. Sanders a single and a walk here for Andover tonight. 1 of their 3 hits. First pitch swinging here, fouled to the right out of play. Andover had 3 hits in the first 20s. They have not had a base hit since the second inning. As Parton kind of settled in here now with 8 strikeouts in the game, and he's 1 strike delivered to Sanders here. It's 0-2. Fastball dots the strike zone with that one.
Love that pitch. Oh, what I really liked was the technique, his release, and his extension. Just got it all together right there.
0-2. On the outside corner, called strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Sanders down looking. And that's strikeout number 9 for Parton. And it's our first 1-2-3 inning here of the ball game on either side as Andover retired in order. Here in the bottom of the 5th, we've played 5 here at Andover. Osseo 9, Andover nothing. Legion baseball here on QCTV.
Hi, my name is Denise Devine, and I'm a local author. I live in East Bethel, Minnesota. The book I read, The Bootlegger's Wife, takes place in St. Paul in the 1920s, and it takes place in a house that actually exists on Laurel Avenue. The reason that I wrote this book was because I grew up listening to my grandma talk about the 20s and all the different things that happened to her through that time. Every time I'd go over to the house in St. Paul, I would look around at all the stained glass windows and all the different things and think, I got to write a book about this house. And so that's how this idea was born. I now have 3 books, and I'm working on book 4. My book is online on Amazon. I do a lot of personal appearances around the state. It's also an audiobook, which is in libraries and online.
Osseo from the Osseo Maple Grove Post, number 172. I've been there many times. And the Osseo Legion team right now moving into the 6th inning, enjoying a 9-0 lead. They scored 2 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, and then added 3 in the 5th. And that adds up to 9. And they will have Haig, Kranz, and Parton in the new batters after they batted all 9 in the lineup back last inning.
So you've been to the Legion Post?
Yeah, I used to do a radio show there every other week, or it might have been every week. I can't remember. It's been a few years now, but very nice facility there, nice people, and a very active Legion that is very supportive of the community and our veterans and those that have served or are serving as well. And that's what it's all about with those Legion Posts. And it seems like every year we hear of Legion Post, physical post having to close. And when it closes in one of those communities as a throw over to first and Haig is out, 1 down, community is worse for it. And you hate to see it, but sometimes with COVID was really hard on all the restaurants and things. And VFWs and American Legion Post certainly were not immune to that with 1 down. At the top of the 6th here for Osseo, here is Brendan Kranz. I don't think that the Osseo Maple Grove Legion is in any danger, though, because they're very active and have tremendous support. Kranz here tonight, a couple of hits and a strikeout. 2 for 3. Hits this one sharply, right center field. That is going to be in the gap, cut off by Eckes, the right fielder. And Kranz has a 1-out base runner.
That looked like it had potential of reaching the wall.
10th hit of the game here for Osseo, and the 1-out base runner here is Kranz over at first, the pitcher Partonen. Partonen's had a nice night. Walk, he tripled his last at bat, knocked one in, rips this one into left field. He's right now swinging a very good bat. Harbor up with it in left.
That was a violent ball coming off the bat that time. We had a good view. I mean, the top spin
exploded.
on that, he destroyed that ball.
Kranz at second, Partonen at first with 1 out. And here comes Coach Pete Anderson out of that Andover dugout. And let's see if we have another arm here that's going to come in relief of Adam Fierst.
They have juggled a few of those numbers. Still not the single. Now, finally, let's get a number and see who is.
Right fielder Eckes looks to be jogging in.
So Eckes, well, it looks like
Well, Eckes ran in from
18
right field.
maybe? The umpire was trying to give us the number.
It's number 8.
It is 8.
Is it Reed Lindgren? I got 8. I got Reed Lindgren as number 8. What do you have? Well, we know it's number 8. We just don't know. It was somebody who was not in the game. Well, my Andover roster says Reed Lindgren, so let's go with that. He's Reed Lindgren. So right-hander, the third pitcher of the game here for Andover. It was Blake Bauman, then Adam Fierst, and now Lindgren, third pitcher of the game for Andover. He will inherit 2 runners with Partnan at first and Kranz at third.
And I think he's getting
Did Fierst then go out to right? Did Fierst go to right field then, and then Eckes left the game?
Correct. I'm trying to get a look and see if Fierce went to short. So Adam first went to short, and I believe that might be Bauman, who then moved out to right field.
It's hard. We're sitting at field level, folks, and it's we don't get the changes. They don't have numbers on the front of their jerseys, so it's guesswork. So Lindgren pitching, and here's his pitch up high. And it's ball 1. The batter is Scove, the third baseman. Strikeout, walk, and a single, and an RBI his last at bat. Drops down a little sidearm, but misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Catcher Gavin Finau on deck. Off speed, in the dirt, 3-0.
See if he's got a green light here. Does Scove.
And he takes a strike. He thought he had ball 4, but Lindgren gets it across. 3 balls and 1 strike. Osseo, top of the 6th, 9-0. That's up high in ball 4. Bases are loaded. Scove to first, Partnan to second, Kranz goes to third. And here's Gavin Finau, the catcher. He's been on 3 times, single, walk, fielder's choice.
Infield in on the grass.
Lindgren's pitch is up high. Ball 1.
They prefer not to be 10-run here, so.
No team likes that. 1-0. Called strike, 1-1. Even if they do get to 10 here in the 6th, Andover will have a chance in the bottom of the 6th to answer and extend the game. 1-1. A sweeping breaking ball stays low, 2-1. Eli Larson, the new batter.
I like the discipline, though, at the at-bats. They're not chasing. You can
swing and a miss.
Pick up some bad habits.
Pulled the string a bit there, did Lindgren.
Yep.
2 balls, 2 strikes here to Finau.
Definitely a strike that he took a swing at.
2-2. Fouled it at the plate. Keeps it alive here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out. Bases loaded for Osseo. Batting the top of the 6th as the sun continues to inch its way to that eastern horizon. For me, it can't get there quick enough. And that's a ball, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
At least when we're looking into it all night.
Yes, well, that's the main reason.
Maybe we should get some eye black on.
3-2. Put it like Royce Lewis.
Yes.
He's got the whole Batman, John Randall looking
He's been a fun
there.
player to watch. I
mean,
he has. Hope he stays healthy.
Yeah, that's the main key with him.
God.
And you got to figure out, at one point in time, will American League pitching and pitchers, basically Major League too, will they learn how to pitch to him, or is he just going to be this good all the time? 3-2 delivery. High drive to left field. Let's see. Left fielder, that one is in the park. He'll make the catch. Runner will tag up. Kranz will score. And that gives Osseo double digits here. It's 10-0, an RBI sacrifice fly by Gavin Finau.
Put a charge into that one, just a little bit underneath it.
That's the second out of the inning. Remember, Haig led off the inning with a grounder to third. So 2 outs now. Other runners stayed put. Scove at first, Partonen at second. And the new batter, Eli Larson, steps in, the first baseman, line to third, fielder's choice, walked, looking for his first hit. And it's outside, up high to a bit, ball 1. Throw to second, and that went off the glove, but not far enough. Nobody's going anywhere there.
How did we end last inning, by the way? Osseo.
Osseo's last inning.
The last out.
Their last out was a tapper back to the pitcher, Fierst. In the air, right side. Long run, right fielder, and that is going to land in safely, right inside the line. Partonen scores. Makes it 11-0. Scove from first. He stops at third, and Lars with a little bloop base hit. Third hit of the inning, 12th of the game here for Osseo.
Well, the only thing in doubt right now is going to be if Partonen comes out for that last inning in the 6th and a chance to get the shutout.
Rose the batter. Lindgren the pitcher. Sets, delivers. Outside corner, strike 1. Rose tonight, walk, run scored, strikeout, RBI single. Oh, yeah, so Quincy Standel stayed in there?
Yep.
I can't see his number. Here's the pitch.
Nice
and
single.
A swing and a miss, maybe a foul tip. So it's 0-2.
Nice. First time up for Quincy. Put a 5-6 roller right up the middle, and it found its way to the outfield in the grass. It's a nice at bat for his first look of the game there.
Off-speed breaking ball. Just missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Quincy Standel pinch hit and stayed in the game. He singled back in the 5th inning and had the RBI. In the dirt, blocked. And that'll even the count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hit in the air, right center. Pretty well hit and on the run. Center fielder Johnson there to make the catch for Andover. So Quincy Standel gave that one a run. And that's the 3rd out of the inning. But Osseo adds to their lead. Couple of runs here on 3 hits. No errors, and they leave a couple on. They'll go to the bottom of the 6th, and Andover is going to have to score a couple of runs here to extend this inning into the 7th. As Osseo has taken 11-0 lead here as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning.
Hey, McCoy Johnson made a nice read, nice path to the ball that time. I thought that thing was going to have extra bases when it left his bat, and Johnson tracked it down. And probably maybe a foot or 2 on the warning track to get that 3rd out, much needed. You could just tell.
And number 24, Logan Partonen, back out on the mound here, trying for the shorten, trying to finish it off here in the 6th inning. Still goes as a complete game. Any shortened game, if it's rain shortened or if it's 10 inning or 10 run, 5 inning run rule, if you finish it, it's still a complete game. And that's not as big of a stat anymore, really, in Major League Baseball. It's because nobody does it anymore.
No,
it should be a bigger
Ober.
stat now. Right, Ober had one just the other day.
89 pitches. I couldn't believe that was a record or something, a new kind of thing. 89 pitches for a complete game, and he struck out 10.
A new record for who? For the Twins?
The number of pitches, yeah, for the number of pitches to complete a game.
Not in Major
pitches.
League Baseball. Because Greg Maddux did one in 60-something.
What was that one? I got to look it up.
I'm pretty sure Greg Maddux had one that was less than that.
I know, but it might have been because of the 10 strikeouts he had.
Oh, okay.
With the normal putouts, but getting 10 strikeouts in a game and still minimizing 89 pitches in an inning.
Yeah, because obviously if you strike out that many, you're throwing more pitches than just guys swinging and hitting it into play on the first or second pitch. No, you're right. So maybe that's the stat. That he was so this is probably what it is. So a pitcher that strikes out 10 or more in the game, he had the fewest number of pitches in a complete game for a pitcher that had struck out 10 or more.
Yep, call out to my better half. She was the one who actually called that to my attention.
Lucas Squire, the 3rd baseman here for Andover, bats. Partonen starting the 6th inning here.
You could see a shoulder swing of that first swing and miss on that fastball.
11-0 Osseo. Breaking ball and getting a bat on it. Good job there by Squire. Blake Bauman and Johnson, the new batters. Bouncer to the right side, and that is through for a base hit. Squire's first hit, Andover's first hit since the second inning, and their fourth of the game. And the leadoff man is on.
Well, always try to take something away at each bat, and Squires had struggled mightily tonight on a couple of at-bats, and that time he came back with a breaking pitch, and he stood his ground, maybe left that breaking pitch up top a little bit, but he still got a bat on it. It found a hole in the outfield.
True batter is Blake Bauman, but
Andover needs two.
He's
to
got
continue.
fierce hitting for him here in this spot. Yeah, it's 11-0, so Andover needs 2 runs to extend it to the next inning. And Fierce takes there a strike. Blake Bauman had gone 0 for 2, a strikeout looking, and a ground out to second. Runner at first, nobody out. 1 strike pitch, swing and a miss. You know what, Partnan still's got good velocity here. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and that breaking pitch was a good location. Again, just some explosive movement.
Checks the runner at first. Larson holding there. Lifted in the air on a line to right field, and that's over the head of Kranz and right. Rounding second, heading to third is Squire, and Fierce has himself a double. Back-to-back hits. And 2 base runners here with nobody out. And McCoy Johnson is the next batter due up here for Andover.
Fierce barreled that time. Went to right center gap. Another breaking pitch that he just hung in there.
5th hit of the game, second extra base hit here for Andover, and now Johnson. Fastball up and away. Johnson has struck out twice, so he'd like to make contact here and starts out there with a good eye, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes from the set as Partnan steps off.
I mentioned for Johnson, just his second game of the season, looking for his first hit.
1-0 delivery, rears back fastball, taken 1 ball and 1 strike. So the 2 runs Andover needs to extend it to the 7th inning in scoring position here, trailing at 11-0. 1-1, swing and a miss. Good pop. 1-2.
Saw the powder explode from the mitt. Good fastball, and let's see if he brings it back this time. Let's see if he brings it up and in on the fastball.
1-2, set pitch outside. 2-2.
Last couple of hitters have been down in the count, and it's been 2 strike breaking pitches they've been able to get their hits.
That misses. Full count now, 3-2.
Can't tell if anyone warming up. I'm just wondering, warming up from if it's a pitch count situation or not.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. Got him on a breaking ball. Came in with something to fool him, and he swung over the top, and Johnson is down, 1 out.
And that was a great pitch. A pitch in a breaking pitch because it was lower. The last couple of curveballs, he kind of left up a little high, able to get
double-digit strikeouts now here for Partnan. Batter is Matthew Bauman, shows bunt. Goes after it, 1 strike. Bauman flied to right, reached on an air. Pulled foul towards the Andover dugout, 0-2.
Gave him an off-speed pitch that time with just the 1 strike, so ahead in the count 0-2.
Base hit could go to Andover those 2 runs that they need to get it to the 7th. Swing and a miss. Wow. As Partanen goes high on Bauman and he chased 2 down. That is strikeout number 11 here for Logan Partanen. And now Andover down to their final at bat. Jake Harbor, the left fielder, will be that at bat. And that is going to be all for Partanen.
Wow.
So Coach
Impressive
Johnson
outing.
out there.
11 strikeouts.
11 strikeouts. So a pitching change here. Watch him take his warm-ups. That is Cheska. And then I think Partanen went out to center, if I'm not mistaken. Cheska comes from center to pitcher.
Andover just a base hit. And 2 RBIs away from sending us to the 7th inning.
Or Osseo is 1 out away from ending it early.
Yes.
So it's all teetering here on this one at bat. Joe Harbor is the new batter. Harbor doubled and struck out 1 for 2. Oh, here comes the radar gun for young Mr. Cheska. Gavin Cheska. Right-hander, drops a little 3/4, in fact. All right, Osseo infield will drop back to their positions. It'll be Cheska versus Harbor here. Osseo leading it 11-0, trying to end this in a 6-inning situation. Trying to end it short of the 10-run rule here in the 6th inning. Osseo scored 2 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, added 3 in the 5th, and 2 in the 6th, and that's how they got to their 11. Harbor steps in here against the relief pitcher Cheska, and the first pitch, ball 1. 1-0 to Harbor. 2-0. Top of the order on deck, Wallen. He'll work from the wind with the runner at third. 2-0. Fastball inside. So Cheska into the game, but he's fallen 3-0 here behind Harbor.
Andover will flip over their lineup here.
Ball 4. 4-pitch walk. Those last couple were inside. That loads the bases. Harbor at first. Fierce stays at second. Squire at third base. And the top of the order, Ethan Wallen, who against Partanen and had walked, grounded out, and struck out. Cheska to the plate, and that's low.
Just trying to rear back and find the plate right now. 5 straight balls.
And Andover's going to the plate. They're more than happy to force him to throw strikes here.
Absolutely.
The 1-0 pitch, and a little looper towards the shortstop. Played there by Haig. He'll take the short route with the bases loaded, get the force there. And Andover threatens, but they do not score, and they do not extend the game here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. No runs, 2 hits. They leave the bases loaded. And here in the bottom of the 6th, scoreless for Andover, and that is the ball game with a final score of Osseo winning it here tonight. 11-0. Osseo improves to 4-3, and Andover falls to 1-6. Joe
had a chance at Andover to get things going early in that bottom of the 1st with the bases juiced. 1 out, could not do it, and then Osseo started to get that run parade going in that 3rd inning and never looked back.
Here tonight, Osseo 11 runs, 12 hits, 1 error. They left 6. Andover no runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and they left 9. They left the bases loaded twice here in the 1st and in the 6th inning in this shortened 6th inning game. The victory went to Logan Partanen as he went 5 2/3, no runs, struck out 11, ended up giving up 5 hits in the ball game. He walked 3, and then Cheska came in, gave up a walk, and then the fielder's choice to Wallen and the force out at second for the final out of the inning and of the end of the game, of course, in a 6-inning victory, 11-0 Osseo. Joe, your final thoughts?
You know what? Got to try to get some juice going any way you can. If you're in Andover, Osseo, happy to see the pitching performance tonight after a couple of losses to Elk River. Nice to break that streak and start another one on a win streak here for Osseo.
As we mentioned, they improved to 4-3. They have Armstrong at home tomorrow, and then they go to the Delano tournament, 4th of July tournament, the big 4th of July celebration in Delano beginning on July 3rd. Then they go for Classic. Their next league game will be at Blaine American Legion on Wednesday, July 10th, 6:15 start time. Next up for Andover, coming up on their schedule after this game here tonight, they're at Blaine tomorrow. They're at Brooklyn Park on Thursday. 4th of July break. They'll return to action at Champlin on Tuesday, July 9th. Good luck to the teams in those upcoming games and tournaments. For Joe Rulin, I'm Jim Erickson. For our entire staff and crew here of QCTV, folks in the truck and working the camera here tonight. Again, Osseo gets the win in American Legion Baseball. Osseo 11, Andover nothing. You've been watching Legion Baseball here, summer action on QCTV Sports.